Oh, this little baby girl, she's so cute. Oh my God, she's so cute. What a little squeezer. Hi friends, today I wanted to pop on and talk about the Embodied Priestess program and give you guys just three little tips, I guess, when it comes to manifesting your desires and actualizing your dreams and moving the needle on those things. Because these 3 tips I'm going to share with you are some of the things we're going to be working through in the Embodied Priestess program, but there's so much more. The program is a 9-week program, so it's a group container, so we're going to be doing this in community. We're going to be doing this holding space for one another, and because it's 9 weeks, we get to go really deep. Each week we're going to go really deep into these things, and again, more than just the 3 things I'm sharing with you today, but just to give you an idea of some of the stuff we're going to be working through, I thought I would share these 3 little tips with you, just things to, I guess, consider when it comes to moving the needle on actualizing your dreams and manifesting your desires. If you feel like you're running in circles when it comes to like a certain goal or a certain ambition or thing that you have for yourself, something that's in your heart that just like lights your soul on fire, that you're like, I know I can do this, I know I'm meant for this, but I just can't seem to move the needle on it. Ask yourself, are you willing to experience discomfort? Are you ready and willing to step outside of your comfort zone and take some risk for your dreams and for your desires? That means stepping out of your comfort zone is stepping into your discomfort zone, right? The fact of the matter is that change, growth, shift, it's uncomfortable. We tend to glorify transformation, especially in the spiritual community and industry. We tend to glorify transformation as this big beautiful thing. It's fucking messy, it's dirty, it gets gross, it's awkward, it's painful, it's a lot, and it's not just all of the pretty beautiful things. And obviously in hindsight, I think of it kind of as like childbirth, you know. I haven't given birth myself, but I know a lot of people who have, and I just, as a woman, I suppose I can imagine to some degree, even though it's not my lived experience. But so many people talk about this sort of, I don't know, it must be a hormonal thing perhaps, or even something beyond that, energetics, you know, where just in the heat of the moment, obviously there's pain and it's completely uncomfortable, but it's almost like that all of that pain fades away in the end, and you have this beautiful miracle baby in your arms, and you're like, wow, yeah, in the heat of labor, you're like, I'm never doing this again. And then afterwards, you're like, oh my God, that was the most beautiful, miraculous experience I've ever had. Yes, you know, let's have another. You know what I mean? That's what transformation's like. It's dirty, it's messy, it's fucking intense, and you have to be willing to step into that space of discomfort and stretch yourself. You have to be willing to go there in order to actually move the needle when it comes to actualizing your dreams and manifesting your desires. And so I think I'm going to tie every point back into the Embodied Priestess program just to give you an idea of what we're going to be walking through. But in this 9-week group container, you know, we're going to be supporting each other. We're going to be holding space for one another to do that stretching, to sit in the discomfort, to just sit with it and allow that to be okay. Because here's the thing, because of that, the glorifying that we tend to do, in that glorification, we tend to sort of neglect and discredit all of the uncomfortable feels. And in the Embodied Priestess program, you know, we're going to be practicing whole self-acceptance. So we're going to let ourselves, you know, be a little messy, and we're going to let ourselves feel all the fear, and we're going to let ourselves experience all the doubtful thoughts, and we're going to love ourselves through it, and we're going to love ourselves anyway, and we're going to model our behavior and our actions, our aligned actions, on our decision to manifest the thing or actualize the thing, not from the doubt that we experience. Because here's the thing, doubt is never not going to be a part of your life. I'm sorry. I don't care how, like, what's the word? I was going to say ascended, enlightened of a human you are. Like, you're human. Like, you live in this world. Like, doubts are going to be a part of your experience. It's learning to manage the doubt and move from the space of connection, right? Not from the doubts, not from the fears. But those thoughts never go away. Maybe they lessen and, maybe they get softer over time, but they still creep in. They're still like a part of the human experience. And so what we're going to learn to do is sit in that discomfort of the doubt, of the fear, and we're going to do it anyway, right? We're going to stretch anyway. We're going to expand anyway. We're going to take the risk anyway, even in the discomfort. It's that really the pain, the growing pains, really it's the perfect word, comes from that in-between space where you're changing your behavior and your actions based on the belief that you can have the thing, whatever it is, even though your brain is telling you like the belief exists, but your brain is still telling you at the same time, simultaneously, this is why you're multidimensional, that you're not worthy, or that people are going to think you're crazy, or look at you weird, or treat you differently if you went after this thing and achieved this goal, you know what I mean? But the belief's still there too. You can feel both of those things at the same time, and even though you feel all the doubts and all the stuff, you're moving from the belief. And so there's this sort of growing pain transition where you're sort of, all your thoughts and feels are sort of discongruent with your actual behavior because your behavior is modeled after the belief, and it's just this whole clusterfuck, right? And that's where so much of the discomfort comes from, but we're going to do it anyway. And we're going to do it together in community. I feel like I'm running out of time. Come here. Goodness gracious, you okay? All right, point number 2. Because time. Point number 2 is we're going to learn to connect our desires and our dreams to soul, to values, to vision. Because when we can expand our vision, when we can connect our like personal desires, like how about this? Your desires exist for a reason. Your desires, the desires of your heart, the things you want to achieve for yourself, those are directly connected to your soul essence and your value system that you came into this life with. They're directly connected to your soul vision, or what some people call the blueprint. And so if you can connect those things, the desires themselves, those little seeds in your heart, they're like the breadcrumbs to like the big, they're the little seeds in your heart that when you start connecting to them, they grow into this beautiful like value vision tree, like this way bigger, think of a seed, think of all the beautiful amazingness contained in a little seed. The desire is the seed, the actual vision, the total blueprint, and how it connects to all of the other trees as a root network, and all of the other people out there, all the other souls on this planet. Like, your root system is directly connected to theirs, and this tree and these roots, they're your vision and your values of soul. And so we're going to connect those heart seeds, those desires. We're going to learn how to connect those to our values and our vision, because what that does is helps us build conviction. It helps us build a really strong foundation. It helps us own our desires and own our worthiness to actually go after our dreams and actualize the things that that we want for our lives, to expand into that greater experience of beingness, because so much of this world has us negating our desires and just living sort of on autopilot based on all of the societal sort of conditioning of like what is a happy life or a normal life or a successful life, But you came here to shift the paradigm. You came here to up-level the system. You came here as a visionary soul to create shift, to bring in, to anchor the new paradigm. And so all of your little desire seeds, they are here to blossom and grow into big trees that serve the collective, that allow for collaboration and co-creation of an even greater vision that your little brain could comprehend, right? Our brains can only hold so much information, otherwise we would be so overwhelmed. And so soul gives us a little seed, and we start to water that seed every day, and we start to grow that seed, and soon enough it's this giant tree that is connected to the whole network, and it's all serving each other and elevating the system as a whole. Okay, point 3 is we have to be willing to take baby steps. Again, in the last point, our brains, our perspective in this life as a self, as an individual, as a human, there's the veil, you know, there's a limit, there's sort of a cap to our vision, because if we were given the whole vision, A, it would be overwhelming. You know, if we could see the whole picture, A, it would be overwhelming, and B, we wouldn't be creating it, we wouldn't be living it, we wouldn't be actually creating it in real time, if that makes sense. And so we're actually here to experience the process of creation unfolding. It's kind of like the difference. Are you okay? Like, what's happening? It's like I talk about the difference between knowledge and wisdom, and you know, somebody else might feel differently about this. It could, you know, it's just semantics really, but for me, the difference between knowledge and wisdom is knowledge is like a rumor. You know, you read a textbook and you have like this knowledge. You have this, it's basically theory, as that's what I mean by rumor. It's a theory. It lives like in a non-local like way. It's energetic. That's what knowledge is. Wisdom is lived, it's experiential, you know. So when you have knowledge and you apply it in your life, then it becomes living wisdom or wisdom lived, either or, same thing. It's alive in your body. It's not just alive in the energetics of your mind, it's alive in your body, like it's made real, it's manifested, it's created wisdom, you know. And so that's what we're here to do as souls embodied. We're not here to just like have the rumor of what it would be like to be a human and create. No, we're here to actually live it, to embody it, to be it in motion, to be creation in motion. What was the tangent I was just going on? I totally lost my train of thought. Point 3 was, oh, baby steps. Anyways, yeah, how did I get here? I think I was talking about how, yeah, the vision, like if we had the whole picture, like we would be overwhelmed, we wouldn't know where to start, and we wouldn't have the beautiful experience of watching it all unfold and manifest as embodied creator beings, right? So we have to be willing to take baby steps. That's tip 3 I want to talk about. Baby steps. And here's the irony. We want the big picture. Even though there's a part of us that understands like we can't really handle it, that we weren't designed to handle it, that we were sort of designed to take one step at a time, like one foot forward at a time, like one, you know, even if it's a micro step at a time. We want the big picture, we want the full-blown experience, we want it so deeply, even though it terrifies us at the same time. And so when it comes to taking baby steps, we often like back out. We're like, yeah, like I want the big vision, I want the full meal deal, I want the whole, like I have such a huge dream, I have such a huge you know, I feel like my purpose is so big and blah 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 blah. But when someone's like, okay, so like let's start small, let's change one habit, like let's change one behavior, let's work on our belief system or our mindset or whatever, and it's like, like that doesn't really feel like big enough, or that doesn't feel like it's impactful enough, like it's too small. And so we try to do all the things, we try to go really fucking hard, and then we end up burning out. Like every time I try to like start a workout or movement routine, it just ends up like completely injuring my body because I'm just like, yeah, 10 minutes a day, no, that's stupid. Like if I'm gonna work out, I have to do it for like 30 minutes or an hour, and I have to just fucking run my body ragged, and then 3 days of that and I'm like literally injured. So it's like, you have to be willing to start small. You have to be willing to take the baby steps. You have to be willing to take the micro steps, because sometimes that's all your body, your mind, your emotions can handle. And you have to just decide that that's good enough. You have to decide that that's good enough, and that even though it doesn't feel significant or super impactful, that it's still moving the needle. You have to be willing to just start small. It's so funny because we like want the whole big picture and we want the whole big thing. And so we go so hard and then burn ourselves out, or we're the exact opposite where we want the big thing, but we don't even know where to start because it's so overwhelming. And I from personal experience know what both sides of that look like and feel like, because I've been there. And so you might be one or the other. That might be like kind of the pattern you're experiencing when it comes to actualizing your dreams or manifesting your desires. or maybe you're like me and you get the both and. I mean, most people I'm sure have experienced both. But so in the Embodied Priestess program, we are going to learn to just start small and just to let that be okay and just decide that that's enough. I think as women, a lot of us have this experience of feeling like not enough and like too much all at the same time. And so we're just gonna let ourselves be enough, even in the micro steps, even in the baby steps. And we're going to celebrate every baby step, every teeny micro step. We're gonna celebrate it fucking hard, and we're gonna like show up and just occupy space and be visible and be loud and be like too much. We're gonna practice being enough and too much to like combat some of that conditioning of being, you know, too much and not enough all at the same time. So we're gonna celebrate the little things, we're gonna go big on those, and we're gonna let all the little things just be enough without pushing ourselves too hard and burning out, because we're in it for the long haul. We're in it for the long-term vision and goals. Can I help you, ma'am? Can I help you? Do you need a blanket? She says, I'm cold and I need a blanket. Just give me a minute, okay? Just give me a minute. All right, so those are the 3 tips I have, just things to consider when it comes to actualizing your dreams and manifesting your desires, whatever that looks like for you. Basically, when it comes to living on purpose, like, right? When it comes to living on purpose, actualizing your dreams, manifesting your desires, making shit happen for yourself, feeling like you are contributing, you know, to this time-space reality. You know, most of us, if you're watching me, you probably identify as a visionary. You know, you identify as a soul that came here for a reason. And so these 3 things to consider are going to completely like change your life if you're willing to, you know, integrate these, apply them in your life. And if you want support doing that, if you want help doing that, if you want to do that with a bunch of badass, you know, souls, a group of other souls that are ready to like fucking do this work. I think a lot of us, myself included, you know, we're always taking in information because we're hungry. We're like hungry souls. We want that expansion. We want that evolution. But there comes a point in time where you have to stop consuming the information and fucking do the thing. You know, you have to transform that knowledge, that rumor, that theory into, you know, applied living wisdom. And so that's what this program is for. It's actually both. We're gonna learn, but we're also going to like apply it and integrate it in real time in the program. We have exercises, group exercises and things where you are going to stretch yourself, where you're going to get out of your comfort zone and into that discomfort zone, where everyone's holding space for everyone to do that. We are going to connect our desires, those desire seeds, to our values and our vision, create connection between self and soul, as we talked about, expanding into our vision to see how it affects all of those around us, our family, you know, the generations to come, other souls that are out there that are waiting for us to like actualize our dreams so that we can collaborate and co-create for a better future, you know, so that you can actually grow into the conviction and the passion and the really, the conviction's a good word, you know, when you can actually really feel how important and impactful your desires are, your vision is, your purpose is, it makes it so much easier to move from that space, to move from that, you know, from that conviction space, that conviction tree, right? It starts as a little seed, as a desire seed, and it grows into this beautiful conviction tree that just is connected to this greater vision. So it makes it so much easier to move from that space when we grow that understanding of how it's all connected, how deeply connected we all are. And then we're gonna start with baby steps. Again, we're gonna celebrate all of the baby micro steps. We're gonna allow ourselves to feel like too much and just go hard, celebrating all the things. And we're gonna let the little stuff just be enough without trying to burn out and go too hard and overworking ourselves and doing too many things at once. We're gonna start small with changing our habits and our belief systems and all of those things. And we're gonna do it all in beautiful community in a 9-week program. And I would just love to have you there with me.